I don't know. And it does not help. It does not help that our so-called opposition party, the Democratic Party, is like just completely fucking useless. Completely, because where are people supposed to go? If you're like, okay, there's only these two things. All we have is these two parties, these two options, and they're both terrible. Like, where are people supposed to go? What are they supposed to direct their energy at, or how are they supposed to be hopeful about our situation changing? The Democrats have been completely non-responsive, just non-responsive, and it doesn't matter what people do. It doesn't matter how they do it. It doesn't matter if they get organized. The uncommitted movement was one of the most organized, like, democratic shows of like the preference of the people that I've ever seen in my life. Like, using the primary process to literally like express yourself in a way that can be quantified, can be counted, is direct and specific. Like, we do not want to support Joe Biden because of the genocide. And like, I'm going to go to the polls to make that clear to you, and I'm going to give you a period of time to take that feedback in and adjust to it. And they didn't. What more do you want from people? What more do you want? If these people are not going to listen to us, like, people are going to give up, or they're going to be oppositional, because people are oppositional. That's what they do. They're if one thing is not working, they just go the other way. They just go the other way. They say, well, I'm going to go to the other guy. I'll give you an example. I hate my rep so fucking much, Jay Gauchenclaws. He's just the worst pro-Israel, like, abundance, elite, like, wealthy Democrat. I've talked about how I'd legitimately rather vote for a Republican over this guy, and I obviously hate Republicans, but like, that's how much I hate this dude. Is like, I just feel spite. I just feel so much spite, and I just wanna, I'm not saying I'm going to, but I'm just saying, like, I have that like thought process, because that's how people are. If you're not gonna help me, then fuck you. I'm gonna go to the other guy, even if the other guy sucks. Now, again, that's not how I actually operate. That's not how I actually vote. It's not anything I've ever, done before. But for a lot of people, that is how they operate. Democrats aren't doing anything for me. I'm going to go to the other guy. What we're seeing right now from the Democrats is absolutely nothing. With everything that's happening with ICE, with what he's trying to do, the Federal Reserve, like there being we're at a 5 alarm fire right now, or 7 alarm fire. I don't know what's the maximum alarms you can have. We're in that. And have you seen any escalation from the Democrats whatsoever? Because I haven't. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any plans. I haven't seen any responses indicating what we are going to do. You have Ken Martin, who's the chair of the DNC, tweeting things out like, "Oh, I'm just heartbroken. I'm just heartbroken by what's happening right now." You're fucking heartbroken? What do you mean? You're the chair of the DNC. Tell us what you're going to do. What are you going to do? Tell me what you're going to do. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, tell me what you were going to do. Oh, you're not going to do anything? Then step the fuck down. Get the fuck out of the way. Who's going to actually do something? We're seeing no action right now. So anyway, what I have in front of us is this New York Times article where Trump says during his interview with the New York Times that he regretted not ordering the National Guard to seize voting machines in swing states after his loss in the 2020 election. He doubted whether the Guard was sophisticated enough to carry out the order effectively. So we were just talking about Trump saying that he regretted not ordering the National Guard to seize voting machines in swing states after he lost the 2020 election. Yeah, so it said Trump doubted whether the Guard was sophisticated enough to carry out the order effectively. Sophisticated enough. Okay. So by telling you what he regrets in this scenario, he's basically broadcasting what he is going to do. Right? Like I saw this morning and I was just like, dude, I don't know if we're having elections. I don't know if we're having elections anymore. I don't know if that's going to be a thing anymore. He's talking about seizing voting machines. Like, do you understand? Here's the thing. I've tried to be optimistic. I've tried to be optimistic about the midterms, about 2028. You know, maybe we can just, all we need to do is, you know, we just need to run people who are economically populist and we can take this country back after all the damage that he's done. But not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not if this man takes such a hold on power that he actually is able to prevent fair elections from happening in the first place. This is how fascism happens. This is how it happens. This is how it happened in Russia. It can happen here. It can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere. Here's the thing. You need to get a foot in the door. You need to get a foot in the door, which Trump has obviously done. You need to also condition people. Why do you think Trump didn't do a lot of these things in his first term? Why? Why do you think the Nazis didn't start the Holocaust on day one? Because they ease people into things. They do not do their worst work on day one. This is very, very common. It can take years. It takes years of conditioning people to get to the point that they will accept these things. All of the things that we're seeing happen have been normalized to a certain degree. That's why you're not necessarily seeing the response that you would expect or hope for from the Democrats or from the media or whatever, because there's been a lot of time of prepping people, of trying this and trying that, pushing this boundary, pushing that boundary, and having people, basically making the water warm or making the cold water feel warm because we've been fucking standing in it for too long. Normalizing all of these sorts of behaviors. So now you're seeing the most whack fucking shit happen, but you're just like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that's something he would do. Like, you know what I mean? So all of this work has been done to normalize, so that when the final act is done, which is basically like completely seizing power, not allowing elections to, not allowing fair elections to happen anymore, like it'll just, we can just slide into it, you know, just with ease. I mean, that's basically like what Putin did, right? And he's just going to get rid of term limits and make himself a permanent president, you know, hold elections like aesthetically. It's not like they're going to cancel elections altogether, because that's usually not what fascists do. They pretend like we're still having elections, but they make sure that they're not. They make sure they're rigged. They make sure they're rigged. All of his yapping about stolen election and rigged election is just because he wants to rig it in his favor. He tried to do so in 2020 with the fake elector scheme, and he's going to try to do it again, probably with completely different schemes. Not gonna lie, that's why I hate people pushing vote in the midterms our way out of this, because I don't think we're getting midterms, and if we do, it will be rigged. Look, I think still, like, we have like a dual track plan, right? Like one track is like yeah, let's at least, we're not going to totally give up. We're, you know, run good candidates and try to win, try to maximize as many votes as possible so that it becomes harder to doubt the results, or, you know, yada yada. But at the same time, don't expect that to be your like your way out, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if we're going to have fair and free elections anymore. We don't know what this guy's going to pull next. And honestly, after this year, all bets are off. All bets are fucking off. The Venezuela thing was crazy. The invading Greenland thing is fucking crazy. The threatening the Fed chair is fucking crazy. Like, killing citizens, fucking crazy. I worry for us, and I worry about us getting out of this situation. And at this point, I don't even think, like, these people are so like, by these people I mean MAGA is so well conditioned now to just like ignore the law and the Constitution. I really don't think these things hold much weight anymore. And so I just don't know. I don't even think it would make a difference if Trump died at this point. I think JD Vance is completely ready and willing to take over the project that Trump has started. And obviously he doesn't have the same amount of riz that Trump has. He doesn't have, he doesn't have a lot of things that Trump has, but they need somebody to be willing to continue with this fucking Nazi movement. And JD Vance is obviously ready to do that. He doesn't give a fuck. It's not like he was just being more extreme for for a short period of time because he intends to like moderate later when Trump is gone. Like, they're too far gone now. They're too far gone. Oh, I almost just flung my Coke across the room. Sorry. I'm getting animated over here. They're like too far gone down Nazi road now. There ain't no coming back. So this this is alarming.